Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I am here to create a space of healing and support just for you. I was thinking about a few things this morning, a few things that we could do, because I did intend on coming to you live this morning. I thought about it yesterday, and then I thought, well, there's so much sort of going on for people at the moment that it would be nice, I think, just to create a space of support. So I plan on using the drum. I've got the horse drum today, so I'm going to use that, and I've got my sage here. We're going to smudge, do some clearing, and I have my healing energy cards, so we're going to pull a couple of those for the majority of us. So before I start, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. Those of you who have pre-ordered the Speed of Light Oracle cards, yay, the cards arrived last Wednesday, and Corey and I have been busy getting all the pre-orders ready. Corey is now filling out dozens and dozens of parcels addressed to you. So if you're one of the ones who pre-ordered, you're probably one of the stack that have either been done or are to be done. But what's happening is Tuesday, all international orders and those in Australia who we couldn't set up through our courier, probably because you live in a remote area or you have a PO box as your address, all of you will be having yours sent out on Tuesday, and everyone who's probably already got an email from us saying your order has been fulfilled, you'll be picked up Wednesday. So very exciting. Oh, we have a cat coming to say hello. So welcome. I trust that you're doing well, and I really wanted this video to be something good, something supportive. There just seems to be so much doom and gloom and fear and stress and anxiety and heavy stuff going on out there, and I really feel one of the best ways, unless we're dealing with it directly, unless it's right at our home and right in our space, we should hopefully be able to create a nice safe place for ourselves around our home or in our home. So hopefully this video will help support you, and yeah, we'll see. So it might be good to consider, actually, while I'm preparing to start, what do you actually need right now? If there is something that you really need, what would it be? Are you really needing strength to keep going? Do you need healing to help heal and support your body? Do you need support to support you at this time? Do you need clarity or courage? What is it that you actually need? Sometimes to help discover or find out what that actually is to consider what is it that's missing, what have you been feeling lately, and what's the opposite of that you actually need or that you're looking for. So I'm going to start by lighting this sage stick, and we'll do a bit of clearing. Good morning, everybody. It's lovely to see you. Let's do a quick hello. Oh, got birds playing around in the gum tree behind me, I see. Chelsea's here. Good morning. Hi, Anne and Maria. Hello, Karen and Saskia. Lina is here, and Judith and Kayla. Welcome. Hi, Patricia from the UK. Carlton's here, and Colleen. Hello, Diane and Anne. Maria is from the UK as well. See, spring is in the air. Look at these birds. They're having lots of fun here behind me. Kat, good morning. Lena needs sleep and clarity. Linda is here too. Good morning. Hi, Robin. Hi, Donna from Perth. Julie needs enthusiasm. Susie says she needs reassurance and guidance. Good morning, Valentina and Jackie from the UK. Good morning, or evening actually, if you're in the UK, isn't it? It's early here. I'll let you know the time in a second. Hopefully I can get this sage stick to light. It's a little windy. It's quite early here. I love being up early, and my body naturally is up early. It's 8:04 a.m. here on Sunday. Sunday the what? 22nd or the 21st? I don't know. I don't know which day it is actually. Hold on, let's see, what does my phone say? The 22nd, Sunday the 22nd. I'll just light this sage a little bit more. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared does support you at this time. So as always, please take on board what feels right and what resonates while I burn myself and just let the rest go. So let's start with some clearing, some smudging. Excuse me. So just take a few moments to catch your breath if you can. Just as you breathe, just settle into your breathing, and as you breathe out, think about letting go of the things that you're struggling to deal with at the moment. Think about breathing out. Excuse me, I breathe that right into my lungs. Think about breathing out the stresses and pressure that you're under and letting it go as you breathe out. Find your center, find your body, find your breath. It's easy to become unbalanced and disconnected when we're caught in the stresses and pressure of our everyday life, or just the drama that's taking place in the world. So it's good to spend some time, perhaps each day, if the pressure is high, perhaps a few times each day, to catch our breath, connect with our body, and find our center. Find your feet. When was the last time you stopped? Yeah, if you don't like it, that's okay, Martin. Just turn it off. Go and do something that you love, and have a great day. So when was the last time you connected with your feet? Maybe squeeze your toes together. Take a grip on the floor with your toes, just to feel a little bit more connection. And we ask this sacred smoke, which is fading, we ask this sacred smoke to wash over us and carry away with it all negative energies, entities, cords, hooks, attacks and attachments. Anything that we're holding on too tightly to, anything that is pulling us down, let's disconnect from that now. And so it is. Well, I don't have much of this to snuff out today, because it's snuffed itself out. Okay, if you hear a clunking in the background, it's just my kiln. I'm just trying to dry a few pieces before I put the kiln on properly. Okay, let's grab a card before we go into drumming time. Yeah, take some nice big breaths. I think a lot of people are having anxiety attacks and a lot of pressure at the moment. So it's really important to try and hold our center, hold our balance as best as we can, and to keep ourselves strong. Although it's also important to be honest with ourselves if we're not feeling strong right now, because that will let the energy move. Because remember, I talk about a lot, all the energy wants to do is move, all emotion wants to do is move. So hopefully we won't feel that anxiety or that pressure unless we're still dealing with it in our life. Hopefully we don't feel that for too long and we can allow it to pass. So the best healing energy card that the majority of us need at this time is, oops, these are slippery things. Imagine if you have a bunch of 6x4-inch photos, because that's what these are, and you had 107 of them, and you were trying to shuffle them. And that's my world at the moment. Oh, and for the next 5 months while I fine-tune these cards. They're very slippery. So anyway, the best card the majority of us need right now in this moment as we move towards our drumming time is this. And it's this. Card 71. It's a new card from Healing Energy Cards number 2. And it says here, release expectations. We look at this symbol here, and it's the green at the bottom, which talks about depth. So it talks about things moving to new depths at this time. But this card itself, release expectations. I'll read what it says here, and we'll talk some more about this card. I don't know it that well yet because I'm still new to this card. It says, actually, this is probably interesting. It says, don't worry about the future. Whew. Don't worry about the future. Now, just take a moment and think about that for a second, if you want to. If you could not worry about the future, how would that make you feel? So don't worry about the future. Everything will work out. It says, don't make assumptions. So let's be careful of assuming the worst or assuming that we know how things are or we know how things are going to turn out, because we don't. In fact, that just makes us anxious. I like to remind myself to deal with the facts when the facts are presented. And if I don't have the facts, then there's nothing to be too worried about until I have the information. I'll have to distract myself with something else or do something else rather than worry or be too anxious about what might or might not happen. It's a good way to make ourselves go crazy, basically. It says release. Trust in the flowing moment. You are safe and protected. Surrender your disappointment. So is there something that you feel disappointed about? Are you disappointed with the way someone dealt with something or handled something? Are you disappointed with what people seem to be doing here or not doing there? What are you disappointed about? And do you need to feel this disappointment? Is this something that you are willing to experience? Is it something that affects you directly? Or is it something that is taking you away from yourself? Is it something that is taking away your power and your ability to feel balanced or aligned or centered or calm or happy? So this card's probably quite on point from what I've been observing around. I haven't been feeling it because I'm in my own little world, mainly in my art studio doing pottery. So I'm happy to be in my own little world doing my own little thing, helping where I can in the safety of my home. And I'm feeling really good. So I don't personally feel this, but I am observing it a lot in people, which is a big reason why I'm here. So there is this sense here with this illustration. I drew this porcupine held in this space. It's like held in this womb, I suppose. Feels a bit like earth, but floating around like a dandelion floating on the breeze, floating around in space. So there is this sense of freedom, of letting things surrender, letting things flow, letting things be. Oh, Lucy, you're feeling disappointed in yourself. Take a nice big breath and let go. If you can, breathe out and let go of that feeling of disappointment. And maybe there might be more healing that's required if any of you are feeling disappointed with yourself. Why do you feel disappointed? What pressure have you put on yourself? What didn't turn out the way you hoped? And how can you move through that? So what is it about expectations or assumptions that aren't supporting you right now? And how can you surrender them and let them go? Even though there is a floating feeling with this card, because this is an animal and it's sitting in what feels like a womb or a floating womb of earth. That sounds really weird. I just see it as like a dandelion, but it's like a mud. It feels like it's mud or surrounded with earth. So there is a grounded feeling to this too. And it feels like this porcupine's all tucked into itself and just trusting in where it's been taken. Like I think of like a spider, you know, when the spiders have their young spiders and then they form this little web or this little link, and they just float on the breeze and they just float away. They're not controlling where they're going. They're just trusting that the breeze will take them where they need to be or where they need to go. Can you trust in where you're being led and where you're going right now? So I'm going to play the drum. This is the horse drum. It is available on the website. If it speaks to you, you can check it out. And I'm going to play this for a few minutes to help ground you and support you and strengthen you, or whatever it is that you personally need at this time. What is it that you need, and how can you ask for it? How can you be open to receiving it as I play the drum? So I'm going to hold this space for you to receive what you need. So breathe it in. Let the sound of the drum support you at this time as you let yourself heal or release or receive. So take a nice big breath. There's nothing you can do wrong. Just at the very least, just listen and let the sound carry you and support you. You can trust in what you need, and I trust that you're here for a reason. I trust you enjoyed that bit of drumming. I was really drawn to this green. I don't know if you can see it. Just behind the horse here, there's a very soft, beautiful green tone. And especially towards the end, I was very drawn to that. And I feel, for me anyway, green is a colour for healing, for growth, for change. So it may be worth asking ourselves, whatever we're struggling with at the moment, how can we grow from that? Sometimes for me, I like to ask myself, where is the opportunity in this challenge? The opportunity for me to grow, the opportunity for me to become stronger, the opportunity for me to take something to the next level. It's just like when my workshop here behind you burned down, and it flattened me for a short amount of time, and then I thought, right, where is the opportunity in this, and how can I take this tragedy, this destruction, how can I take it to the next level? So I first of all had to ask myself, do I still want to do ceramics? And I couldn't even imagine life without ceramics. So I knew that I had to rebuild. So that was one tick. And then I thought, okay, what can I do to upgrade, to move things to the next level for myself on the ceramics front? So I decided to upgrade my kiln, to move to 3-phase power, and to really start taking my ceramics more seriously. So I try my best when I'm struggling to look for the opportunity, the moment, the little spark of growth that I can find in that difficult situation. And it really does seem to, what I've noticed, I haven't noticed that it hasn't worked yet. I've noticed that it does really help me sort of rise out of the destructive energy. So hopefully you feel inspired, or maybe even just a little calmer for now, but maybe inspired to look at what needs healing in your life. Where can you change your attitude towards a growth mindset, and what needs changing? Because often if we decide to look for that opportunity or how we can grow from this, things require changing. So if we're scared of change, or we're holding on tightly to things that aren't working, then our inability to change may also be what's holding us back. So how can you heal? How can you grow? How can you change at this time to help support your move to the next level? So thank you so much. If you just joined in while I was drumming with this card in mind: release expectations. Don't worry about the future. Why worry about the future? Why worry about the future? So I'm going to prepare to go now, and I will pull another card to go. So first of all, I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I do trust that you've received something, even if just something little, of what you've needed coming into this connection today. I trust you feel a little bit calmer, or more supported, or stronger than you did before. Then that is a good thing. So thank you for being here. If you have enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. So on Friday, I have my next chakra series installment, we could say, which is the heart. We're already up to the heart. So we've done the base and the sacral and the solar plexus chakras, and the heart is on Friday. So if you want to be a part of that, keep an eye out, my Pillar of Light family and my patrons, for the link coming tomorrow. That's Monday. And if you would love to be a part of it and you're not in my Pillar of Light membership, then please have a look into that if you want to. It's $10 or $10 US, 15 Australian for the month. And you can access the other chakra series that I've already done as well. So check it out if you're interested. Also on Saturday is my next art class, the last art class for us working on the Healing Energy Cards project. So if you want to create an artwork and do some healing around heaven on earth, let's create heaven on earth. It's what a lot of us dream of, isn't it? And we have for so long. I feel like I created that Heaven on Earth card, which I don't have with me now, but I created the original back like 2007 or something. It's been something I've held really strong, but it's strange these days because it feels like in some ways it's slipping away, doesn't it? So I think maybe it's a most potent time, more potent time than ever, to really think about the new energies of heaven on earth and how we can create it and sustain it, or live it and sustain it. What does heaven on earth look like these days compared to 10 or 20 years ago? Because I feel it's a bit different, isn't it? It's interesting times, let's put it that way. So if you want to learn about any of those, or my Speed of Light Oracle cards that are going out this week, then please visit templeofbalance.com.au. Let me know if you can't find anything that you're looking for. I've got lots of things on there, including pendants and the drum, things like that. Let's look for the best card to go. I'm looking for the best card that the majority of us need now to move forward. How do we move forward from here? So when we turn this off, what's next for us? And it will be connected somehow to what we've already been doing, which are things like releasing expectations, thinking about things like growing, healing, changing, not worrying about the future so much. You know, we have to sort of train ourselves, don't we? Because we get into the habit. We get into the habit of worrying. We get into the habit of worrying about whatever it is we're worrying about, whether it be the future or other people, the state of things. It's a habit. So we need to change if we want to break the habit. Worrying does not uplift the energy at all. Sending love does. I try and replace worry with love, sending love to the situation. Okay, the best card to move forward from here. What action, what do we need to do next? Is this. Well, this is encouraging. Card 87, Incoming Clarity. Okay, so this is also from Healing Energy Cards number 2. So it's a new card in the category of here, which is the yellow in the upper corner is Rise. So we had the other one that took us down into the depths, and a lot of us have perhaps been feeling a bit withdrawn, a little bit dropping into the depths of our worry perhaps, or problems in the world and things like this. But this is a really uplifting card, so it brings us on the opposite side to the rising energy. I'm going to read what it says here and then we'll talk more about it. It says, a new level of thinking. Open your mind. You know, when we're worried and stressed and anxious and all this stuff really weighs down on our mind, our mental energy. And in fact, our mind becomes hungry and thirsty for more energy. So what does it do? It draws energy out of our body to begin with, which then has us feeling exhausted. We might not even be doing much physically, but feel exhausted. I'm just so exhausted. That's what happens when we invest or we let our lower mind take over. Our lower mind steps into the driver's seat and drives and steers us, and sometimes it might steer us really fast next to a cliff, or, you know, things feel very out of control when our lower mind is in charge. So our lower mind, again, our worries, our stresses, anxieties, fear, all these pressure and things that we're attached to or giving our power away to. So this card actually brings a different level of thought, which I like to call the higher mind, which is more uplifting. And in the higher mind, we have an ability to tap into things like clarity, to tap into knowledge or wisdom, or our intuition, we could say. Also to tap into new ideas and be inspired and feel optimistic about things. Positive thinking, we could say, as well. So this card's, from what I've already read, is talking about that new level of thinking, opening our mind, to be patient, that clarity is coming. Trust in perfect timing. Creative thinking, which is in that higher mind. It says remain curious, and I would also, let's keep questioning. Let's in some ways, let's keep questioning the things that are unclear. there is a lot of things at the moment that are unclear, especially things like, I don't really want to get into, well, things like the vaccine, like for me, because people ask me about it, so I might just mention something here now, although I don't really want to talk about it here on a live stream. But okay, so if people talk to me about the vaccine, for me, I have to remain skeptical about it, because I don't have enough information that makes sense. It doesn't feel clear, the information that's been presented by the institutions and the government and the media. It seems to be very contradictory, which I question. So I need to remain curious, and I need to keep questioning that. Until I get the clarity, I can't make a decision on. It's not that I judge anyone that decides they want to do it or anyone that doesn't. That's up to us as individuals, at this point at least. But, you know, I want to keep questioning until I have the information that I need to make an informed decision. And it says here positivity. So there is something sort of expansive and opening and positive and uplifting about this card, but especially on a mental level. So if this was your light, if this represented you, how bright is your light right now? Do you feel that your light is dimming? Are you feeling like you can barely cope with things, everyday things in your life? Do you feel like your light is diminishing and you are becoming dimmer by the second? If so, what can you do to turn things around to help start expanding your light again? So it feels like this sense of awareness, of gauging, where does our light currently sit? Is it open and stable? Is it growing? Is it expanding? Is it diminishing? Is it small? Is it just coping? Is it just surviving? So where is your light sitting? If you had a flame that was your energy levels and your connection with life, where is it right now? And that awareness or that observation, what can you do with the information that you observe? So if your light is diminishing or small or flat and you don't know how much more of this you can take, of whatever it is that you're struggling with, then that's something really important to be aware of. So you can take steps to shift some things in your life, maybe make some time for you. Sometimes if things are too much, we just need a break. We need some downtime, we need some time to catch our breath, to rebalance ourselves. Some time of nurturing is sometimes important to support ourselves back into a brighter state. So where are you sitting on that brightness, light, energy level? And what can you do about whatever it is that you observe to support your growing light, to support the expansion of your mind, a new way of thinking? Be patient. Clarity is coming. So clarity, getting clear about what to do next. Being clear about what is working for us and what isn't. So I trust that resonates and supports you, and maybe it's important to give some thought and feeling to that energy moving forward now. Because the power is in our hands, at least for now. We have some power still. We have some ability to choose still at this time. So how can we use that ability to support our growth and to support our expansion? Let's not keep ourselves small and little and low for too long. Let's rise up. So thank you for joining me today. Have a great rest of your day. I will be in tomorrow. That's Monday, my time, because it's Sunday now. I will be in tomorrow for the weekly guidance, so keep an eye out for that. I remember last week's cards for Sunday was the Earth Dragon. So the Earth Dragon, it's a powerful time of change and reforming our life. So maybe it's no accident that I'm talking about this stuff and that the card, the Earth Dragon, came up for Sunday. What needs reforming? What needs moulding and changing and growing and adapting, what needs feeding and what needs detachment in our life at this time, so that we can move forward. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.